Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel. This is where I channel information about twin flames and twin flame process. And the video today is going to be a reading for the full moon, which is a super moon, and it's going to be super in, I believe, crossover between Pisces and Aries. And it's around 3:38, I think, 3:38 a.m. on Wednesday morning in the UK. Before I start, just to let you know, if you wanted to get a personal reading, all my details are on my website and the link to that is in the description box below. So let's see what they have to offer us in terms of information around what this moon means. Well, the first thing I'm getting is completion. I'm seeing the world like an orb, like as you see the Earth from a satellite, that kind of visual which symbolises completion. It's got a very bright shiny light around it, like a halo. There's also two pandas. They are mirroring each other. I often get a lot of mirroring visuals. I don't know what panda means. Anybody? It'll come in a minute, no doubt. And they've got sticks of bamboo as well, which is what pandas eat, I believe. Right, so let's see. Okay, so we've got perfect symmetry in the panda. Okay. So pandas are black and white, right? And it's yin and yang. And so it's equal balance between dark and light, which is coming. So it's harmonization between the masculine and the feminine, between the ego and the higher self. Fully healed again. I think we had that the other month. Maybe in a different way though, because that was in Virgo, I believe. This is in Pisces and Aries, so very watery to very fiery. So again, very feminine to very masculine, mirroring each other. And then we've got these sticks of bamboo. Well, bamboo is an invasive plant, isn't it? And it grows very fast. And it takes over. And it is wild and it's uncontrollable. And it has a ferocity. Well, that's Aries then. Like a ferocity of intention, they're saying. So it grows fast and thick, basically. So super moon, right? Super moon is basically a great big moon. I think they're closer to the Earth as well. So that's about growth. So something coming very quickly, fast and furious, they're saying, on the heels of the super moon. So not as we come into Pisces then. I feel Pisces is, they're saying, rebalancing. So it's a very, starting from now, today is doing this on Sunday morning in the UK. It's around 10:30 a.m. The healing has not begun, they just said, but it's coming as we get into Pisces. Things slowing down, space being made. So you may feel like you are getting everything off your plate before the healing comes in, and as we go into a Pisces moon, and I'm not sure when that happens actually. I'll just have a look. So right now we're in a really mental energy, but already it feels as though things are slowing down. Monday, tomorrow, it says on my app anyway, that it transitions to Pisces tomorrow. I would have thought by the end of tomorrow, although I'm not an astrologer, so I can't be sure really. It feels like the end of tomorrow. So letting go, they just said, so mentally letting go of all your troubles and woe and all your cares and foe. So it's like letting go of anything that's ever worried you or troubled you, and in respect of anybody is what we're going through. A let go in terms of where you've ever held anything against anyone or held anyone accountable. So that's the healing that's coming up as we let go in Aries of that. They're saying friend or foe. So it's like any doubt, any confusion around anybody, and particularly your twin. As we run through the program, right, twin flame process, the program brings up everything that keeps us in resistance of love. So that's of anything at all. So it clears any resistance at all. So it's like you forgive, as you go through your process, you forgive everybody that's ever been involved in your physical life and in any way that they might have challenged you to not feel good, which is what it's all about, right? So anybody that might have, that you perceive has attempted to stand in between you and you're feeling good. So it's like a letting go of all that mental energy around those things that have happened. So you might have remembrances coming up, you might have dreams coming up where you're feeling it's revisiting people in the past, situations in the past, but coming out of it, like maybe waking up and not feeling it, not being like, oh God, yeah, I remember that. That was horrible. Or, oh no, I didn't like that person. They weren't very good for me. It's like it's just like, oh well, that's not going on now, and that's over, and it's like a let go of it. So again, you might have it coming up in dreams. You might revisit it in your mind, and they're saying coming to terms, which when you come to terms is basically letting go. You just don't feel the need to revisit it and think about it anymore or try to work it out. So it could be about your twin, it could be about anybody that stood you in the way of you having what you feel you need in your life in terms of love. Who's ever presented a barrier to that love, basically, by maybe the way that they've manipulated you or tormented you or taught you to be not accepting of love of yourself. So it's the letting go of all of that, putting it out, completion, they said at the beginning, right? So it's like putting it out of mind, basically. Aries, with the end of Aries, it's finishing. So, the end of Aquarius, just before we go into Pisces, it will finish. So the ending of Aquarius, just to clarify, which Aquarius does. So it's clarifying in Aquarius, basically. And then we're moving into Pisces, which is downtime. They said sporadic. So you might still be doing things despite the fact that it's a supermoon. I don't feel it's one of those where it's completely, like you sit down and rest. It doesn't feel like that because something's coming hot on the heels. It might be that you sporadically rest. You have a rest period and then you're very active, I feel. The light of the moon, right, is about growth and it's about bringing things to full potential and bringing things into the light. So you might be doing like a final run around in your life where you're clearing something up as well. It could be something very simple like, oh, I've got to get to the shops and do your shopping. And maybe you find you're going to do that before the moon travels into, like, hits the moon becomes full on. So you might be getting things out of the way before it gets full on, which will be Wednesday morning in the UK. You might be, it feels like getting things out of the way for something bigger that's coming along, but without you knowing what the big thing that is that's coming along, perhaps. So they're saying there's a chain reaction. So everything's leading to something, even though you can't see what it's leading to as you're doing it. So whatever it is that you're guided to do, and again, maybe it's just something simple like clean the bathroom for the billionth time, or something where you can't see, well, what's this bringing? It's just the same thing all over again. I don't feel like I'm doing anything different. I feel like it's just my life. But it's going to bring something. There's something coming, they're saying. Let's get the cards out. Won't be coming till Aries. Destiny, judgment. Something coming around destiny. Knight of Cups, which is love. So it's destiny and love. So that's your love destiny, if you like. on its way vibrationally. So it's in the vibration. This is again the nucleus, right, of the moon is the 0 point in the 8, it's the infinity, right, the eternal connection between twins. So where you hit 0 point, we are hitting 0 point on the full moon and coming into alignment, coming into, they said, the lessening of vibrational resistance when it hits the 0 point. So all resistance goes out of the shared vibration. So again, it's a point of manifestation when all the resistance disappears from the shared vibration between the twins, and that's what's coming with the moon. And it's the yin yang, right, that they said. So it's again, the yin yang is like an infinity of masculine and feminine. So it's completely harmonizing in Pisces. 4 of Cups, which is something that's out there. So this is something where you feel that you are incomplete emotionally. Something, it could be anything that you've never had that you want. In terms of twin flames, this would symbolize the love that you want, that you desire, that maybe you have felt you needed, that you've never got. And that's not just between you and your twin, it's like your whole life experience, like you've never had the reward of love, basically. So we've got that there, that's still out there. King of Swords, which is the masculine mastery of the mind and vocalization, speaking up, they're saying, taking the bull by the horns, they just said. They also just said doing something, making a difference, making it right. That's what they're saying, right? So we've got the masculine making it right. This is about justice. Swords are always about justice as well. They're about information that delivers a clear agenda or a clear point, that delivers clarity, that's succinct, that is, healing wounds, they just said. Confirmation, they just said. Right, so that's what we've got in the heart of the matter. So we've got something that heals wounds as the heart of the matter, coming from the masculine, in terms of what you've never had, in terms of love, basically. That is, this is like the dream and the idealization of love, and whatever that means to you. So your ideal, everybody's got a different idea of what love is, how they would like that to appear in their life. Whether that's the person that you'd like it to appear in the form of, how that person will love you and how you'll love them back, what you'll do together, when we're talking about the love that you never had, it's also like, well, the life you never had and how you didn't live it with the person that you wanted to live it with, that kind of thing. So we've got that there. They're saying put to rest. And we've got that there in this King of Swords. 2 4s already here in line. 4's a manifestation. We've got 4, 4. Let's go here. And then we've got 7 of Pentacles, which is fruition and something turning up in the physical world. Something that is through the vibrational link of the twin flames as we arrive at 0 point. Again, the Pisces, right? The yin and yang, the Pisces fish. So it's during the Pisces, I feel, is healing, rebalancing, love, they're saying. Love agenda, they're saying. Okay, so we've got healing, rebalancing in Pisces, love agenda. The agenda is here. There's determination, they're saying, in showing up. Manifestation. Let's go here. The Queen of Pentacles, which is the stillness of the feminine in the physical world. So they've got you just in the right spot, let's say. So you're going to be put in the right spot with the moon. So you've got the healing that's coming. Then you've got the masculine ownership here, determination, drive and ambition, they're saying. And then the feminine stood still. So there's nothing for the feminine to do. Just bask in your own glory, they said. And, know that you are complete, basically, and know that you are the one. So in respect of your twin, these things go in and out, right? When we were saying it before in the vibration here, right? What goes in and out is the human program, basically. So everything that you experience in your life is a program that you're meant to go through. So everything that's ever happened to you, or you feel has been done to you, when we're talking about the clearing that's going on in the Aquarius of people that you feel may have blocked you from love and that kind of thing. But it's all cleverly positioned and arranged for you to go through it so that you come out of it at the other end of it, knowing yourself, right? This is like knowing yourself and just grounded in your reality of you, in the reality of your life, in a very good position, basically, circumspect. So it's like standing in the eye of the storm, in stillness, whilst it's all going on around you, whatever it is, and just knowing that what is right for you is coming along out of the blue. That's what they just sang. So there it is in the vibration, the twin flame process that you're going through and what's coming along to you, which is the masculine here, coming through the voice of the masculine. Nothing for you to do, feminine. It's coming through your groundedness and you knowing that it will come through. So that's what we were saying before, and I think I didn't finish it, is that as you go through the process, that is the clearing of anything that would stand in opposition to you receiving love from the one. What you clear is all your doubt and your fear, and it's doubt and fear around what is meant to be. So it is doubt and fear around ultimately your destiny, which we've got there in judgment. So everybody that is a twin flame starts to understand that they are a twin flame. They start to understand that it's about the one. They have loads of questions turn up inside of them. You are dealing with inside of you higher self and ego. Ego part of you doesn't want to believe it. That's the masculine, because it's very earthly bound. So it's just like, well, no, that can't be true. It's too far-fetched. That's the ego talking about twin flames. The higher self knows it to be true without any proof, because higher self knows everything. It doesn't need proof. It is belief, faith, trust in what you can't see being real, right? So, and that's in terms of anything. It's the understanding that we're not just earthly beings, we are quantum beings, and we don't exist, right? Like, exist is such a singular, dull, down at heel word. We persist dimensionally. So we are everything always, right? Like that movie title, Everything All at Once. We persist multidimensionally throughout time. Though, if you want to, even time is a down at heel word that just would state, it's like you can draw a line around it. You can't, right? We exist phenomenally without space, within space and time. We are space and time. So it's like the question of, can it be true? Is the one coming to me that is the one? And the ego is saying, well, it can't possibly be true. You are just, you live in a small life. It's a small existence. You live, you die, that's it. And the argument between that egoic point of view and the higher self, which says, no, I know it to be true. And that's all it says, I know it to be true. Every time you come up against yourself, inside yourself, with the question of, is it true? Because you're a twin flame, the part of you that's higher self will always just overcome the ego every time. It might take time. You might go through periods of darkness where you're fighting against it. But, the ego is fighting against the higher self. But in the end, the higher self will always win. And what wins is, it's true. You can't see it, but it's true. It's true. Right? So that's a big let go of the ego. And That's the twin flame process, basically. And what they're saying is, in this particular supermoon, when that is going on, that battle's going on, and the truth comes out, and the higher self replies, it's true, and it's in you, right? So there's nothing for you to do, but clarity coming through the masculine. So it's always been about the fight of the ego and the higher self. You would see that outside of yourself at first, in you and them, right? And them not believing and you believing, and that's where it starts. And at the end, it comes through in the truth, through the masculine, right? And them believing. So we've got that belief coming to the masculine, and that ultimate truth. That is true. So it doesn't matter how long it's been or how far away you are. When they are called to action by their higher self to respond to their true life purpose, their destiny, then they have to do it, because they are also controlled by higher self ultimately. That is their destiny. Then down here we've got guided, you see? So that's basically what we're just saying. Guided by higher self. Guided by what is, you know, the eternal you, the vibrational you, the part of you that exists always and infinitely. And we've got that here in the connection that is infinite, that every time you come back to 0 point, you are coming back together, one way or another, mentally, emotionally, on the same page, you know, countries apart, years apart, but you have the same thought. And the thought that you come back to is they are the one. So at this point of this supermoon, we have got the masculine coming back to the thought, they are the one. You are the one. Because she's there, look, you, and you are the one. She's holding the one, the physical, she's holding the Ace of Pentacles, one. So that's the thought that's coming to the masculine, right? It's their destiny to come to the thought. Here, love comes from love. We've got another 8. This is emotional 8, right? So it's coming to 0 point emotionally. So as we clear through Aquarius, you could clear everybody out of your mental database that's ever wounded you, but maybe you're going to come back to the one, right? And just the one. So everybody else is let go of, and only the one still exists. The one that you can't let go of, because you're connected infinitely, eternally, as one. So that's your twin, right? So love comes from love. And the 8 of Cups. We've got here in a line, we've got the connection vibrationally, the 8 of Wands. And it's out there and it's on its way, because that's what the wands mean in the 8. Plus it's a 0 point in the 8. We've got the coming to fruition, life lessons, in coming into manifestation in the 7. And we've got gearing up for that as we go through Aquarius and Pisces before the Aries. We've got 2 4s, manifestation, and a 7, bring it on. So bring it on. And then down here, of course, linked to this, we've got the other 8, which is the emotional connection. Love comes from love. So we're eliminating everything through Aquarius, and then there's a bit of a little void going on in Pisces, which is a recalibration of your emotional faculties, they're saying. So this is where it just comes to life again. So the healing in Pisces is it coming to life again around what you haven't got, and knowing who it is and what it is that would make that complete, basically. And then we've got to bring it on there in the 7 of Pentacles. So it's clarification of who is the one. And underneath, the end of the procession of the dark and the light, right? So it's coming out of the dark and coming into the light, and the clarity as well. And it is a 5 there in the 5 of Swords, which is the arrival into the light, underlying the masculine coming into the cleared space of the mental acuity that allows them to see through their ego to what is meant to be in terms of their destiny. It's the arrival into the light that this moon is bringing with its super force of the super 0 point that is coming. It's coming. As well, because it's Pisces and Aries, so it's 2 signs linked that is coming in. So it's still, again, and it's the emotional and it's the fire, and we've got it there, emotional fire, and we've got culmination in the 7 around this connection in the signs. So culmination at that moon. So it's a 0 point. So I don't know when. It would be interesting to know when exactly that moon traverses the exact point it goes from Pisces to Aries, because I think that's the 0 point. I think that must be when it's going to get to 0 point. And that's when the clarity comes in for the masculine. They're going to, aha, I know what I must do. I must come to you, right? Because it's their destiny coming through their brain and their emotional link to you. And it is also this one little sticking out here, this love on its way, which is guided through spirit, if you like. So that's what we've got. Let's get that one out there. Not that you can see it very well, but we'll get it out anyway. Okay, I'll go one more on all of these then. Let's have a look. King of Swords, 2 Pentacles. So 2 coming together. 1 coming in. A little aftershock, they're saying. Bringing in that other one there. 2 coming together on the masculine, that is coming to grips with his the force of his vibrational self, letting it take control and letting it guide him forward. Her or him, they. I should say they. Right. Then on here, 5 of Swords, transformation coming through the arrival in the light, into the light that's coming, I believe, as we hit the Pisces to Aries point in the moon. I think that's when it's going to go, and it's going to really full on clarity coming. It feels like judgment. Go with the flow. Feminine, go with the flow. There's nothing for the feminine to do. Destiny will follow through. Destiny will catch up with you. Destiny is going to see it through. So that's what's happening there. 8 of Cups down here. An ending. So distinct ending we've got of an emotional procedure in the Love Comes From Love. So you might notice you're loving everything after you let go in Aquarius. In Pisces, this is a very dreamy Pisces we're coming into. It's a very hands-off approach to life. It's a very healed state emotionally in the feminine. So it feels like you might just be, they said, didn't they, shock and something, or aftershock. You might be a little shocked by how you feel in terms of the things that happen to you. You might notice that your triggers have gone, dissipated, or that your alignment mentally is different in terms of your triggers, so that you might understand more about why your triggers are coming up and what they are for and what they're about, and how you are repeating things that have gone before in your life until it's all cleared. You're repeating in your relationship with your hairbrush, your hairdryer, the relationship you had with your parents, in the way that you might attack your hair because you don't like what your hair is doing that day. It might be exactly what your parents did to you when you were 5 years old. But these things that trigger us are just repetitive. It's just emotion repeating. It's like PTSD. So in the feminine, it might come like that. In the masculine, it's basically fear. It's fear of indulging in life. It's fear of touching the sides. So they try and stay loose. They try and stay unattached, basically. Either they can be in relationships that are not really relationships, where they don't have to be in it, where they're not expected to feel, or they can just be single and not going into relationship at all. So, because they can't deal with it, right? But meanwhile, the feminine is dealing with it because it's coming up, because it's clearing in the feminine. So, whatever it is that you go through is destined in terms of that, and it's ending. So you might just notice your trigger. You're like, okay, I see that trigger. I understand what that is and how it's a repetition of what I've been through, but in a different way. That kind of stuff. But that's ending, right? Triggers are ending. 8 of Wands, relationship. We're getting on the 8 of Wands, so it's 0 point, leading to a relationship, a functional relationship. Queen of Pentacles down here, we've got completion physically on the feminine. So again, it's just being able to see the broader picture, like your whole life laid out in front of you, and understand where you fit into that picture, and feeling comfortable about where you fit into the picture. So in terms of your past and your future, there's no up in arms against any of it. You accepted your past. Your future, you're letting go, you're going with the flow, you're saying, well, whatever turns up is going to be right for me, because everything's always working out for me. So you're comfortable where you are at 0 point. You're at 0 point, you're in the moment. So it's for the feminine in the 0 point, 0 point, 0 point here, and 0 point at the moon, that something turns up. 4 of Cups. What you draw to you, what you've always desired, what you feel like you haven't had, basically. That is still out there. Love fulfilled. They're saying love fulfillment, love fulfilled. 7 of Pentacles, timing, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's timing, it's time for something to show up. All these moons are all just portals of opportunity. So if you're not recognizing yourself in the how they talk about it being at 0 point and giving it up all up to God, then it just means it's not your portal or your opportunity. It comes around when you've thoroughly cleared and you are in a state of no mind, basically, which actually came up underneath. I saw when I lifted that earlier. Again, under the dark to light, it's a state of no mind, which is acceptance of everything as it is. And then they're saying determination again. So the feminine acceptance of everything that is like a void for the determination of the masculine to set forth on a new route. Right? So it's like for something to happen, for the masculine to make a decision to move forward, it means the feminine is not thinking about them moving forward, is not wanting it or needing to have it. It's knowing it's true, and it's having faith. It's just having faith in whatever turns up for you being the right thing. So whether they turn up or not, it's the right thing for you. But when you enter that 0 point force field, that void field, we should say, of nothingness that's in the needing or the wanting anymore, is when their determination shows up to have what they want. Right? So as you clear the need for anything, they come into the requirement for something. That's how it's the yin and yang. And the ego becoming part of their route forward in a really good way. So we got that there. Knight of Cups, emotions. 7 of Cups, which is coming up on love. So it's like questions, deliberations about route forward, basically. And emotional possibilities and opportunities. And it's like you know, it feels like juicy, and with like the fulfillment in the Seven of Pentacles, it feels like, oh, I wonder what that would be like if I went forward and did that. How, you know, all this like opening Pandora's box basically for the masculine in terms of moving forward towards something, no longer fear, but more like, oh, that might be good, you know, that kind of thing. Like that might, I wonder what tantalizing they're saying, you know, I wonder how it would feel. Because here we've got love comes from love, so instead of fear, we've got, ooh, like, ooh, that kind of a thing. like, like maybe that would be really good. Like just that kind of thing in their head. Guided, because they still think it's them that's doing it. They don't really understand his spirit pushing them forward. Page of Wands, divine love, guided, divine love process. When it's time for them to come back, when you are in the spot that is the juicy spot where you are in a state of abundance, which means abundance means believing that everything in your life is good, no matter what it looks like, and just feeling like it's good, no matter what it really, you know, really, no matter what it could look like. If you were in ego, you are in the hands off of the higher self, and therefore everything looks right. So that's where the feminine's going to get to in this moon, to facilitate the masculine reaching out. And that's where I'm going to leave it. So I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed that reading, and we will be back soon with something else. Lots of love. Take care.